Hello there. Welcome to Pauranika, the channel devoted to the timeless Indian stories. These stories inspire us, captivate us, and are enduring testimonies of victory of dharma over falsehood, deceit, and evil. Today let's begin with the legend of Garuda. Garuda, the king of the birds, the scourge of the serpents, and the mount of Bhagavan Vishnu, inspires us with his valor, fortitude, and absolute devotion to his mother. Many years ago, many years before Garuda was born, his father, the great sage Maharshi Kashyap, called on his two wives, Vinata and Kadru. He said, "I am embarking on a yajna and will be away for a long time. I grant you each a boon. You can ask me whatever you wish for." Vinata and Kadru were sisters but did not get along well with each other. Kadru said, "I want 1,000 children, strong and fearsome, 1,000 sons who would stand by me, loyal and faithful." Now it was Vinata's turn. "I want only 2 children, but each stronger and beautiful than Kadru's." Rishi Kashyap blessed them both and proceeded on his journey. Kadru gave birth to 1,000 eggs, and soon after her 1,000 children emerged from these eggs. 1,000 slithering, wriggling, dark serpents, and just as Kadru wanted, they were strong, fearsome, and each one at their mother's command. Vinata's eggs remained inert. Vinata was getting impatient. She longed to see her sons emerge from her 2 eggs. But years went on and there was no sign of them coming out. Soon patience got better of her and she decided to crack the eggs. This was the beginning of the series of unfortunate events that would befall Vinata. As soon as she cracked open one of the eggs, she was thrown back. Shock and horror gripped her. What emerged out of the egg was a half-formed being. Vinata realized that her son was formed only up to his waist. "What have you done, my mother? Couldn't you have waited for me to develop fully?" Aruna, Vinata's unfortunate firstborn son, cried. Before she could recover from that shock, her son cursed her. "You will be the slave of your sister and her children. For your impatience and what it brought in its wake, you are condemned to wait. And wait you must, for the only person who can redeem you from slavery is my brother, your second son." Having spoken thus, Aruna, the firstborn of Vinata, elder brother of Garuda, flew away. Vinata would never see her son again. Vinata was shattered and heartbroken. The disappearance of her long-eared son crushed her. She swore to herself that she would wait, come what may, for her second son to emerge on his own. One evening, as Vinata and Kadru were loitering by the riverside, a magnificent horse appeared in the horizon. It was getting dark and visibility was poor. Vinata teased her sister, knowing well Kadru had poor eyesight. "Do you see a horse over there? It's so white," Kadru replied. "I see the horse all right, but it's not fully white," Vinata said. "Of course it's spotlessly white. Want to bet?" The one who is wrong becomes the other's slave. Kadru accepted the challenge. Thus the 2 women wagered their freedom for something as trivial as the color of a horse. The horse was Ucheshravas, the celestial horse, and it was indeed spotlessly white. Kadru knew that she could be wrong and she wasn't taking any chances. She called her children and instructed them to hang on to the horse's tail and make it look black. The serpents were not very keen to do that, but they feared the wrath of their mother, and so they set out to find the horse. When Uchishravas appeared again the next day, though its body, as Vinata claimed, was spotlessly white, the tail appeared pitch black. The snakes had accomplished what their mother desired. Vinata thus lost her bet and her freedom. Aruna's curse had come true. She was now the slave of her sister and her children. Despondent and forlorn, Vinata spent her days at the service of her new mistress. She would examine the egg daily for any sign of her son's birth, but she didn't have the nerve to break it open. Years and years passed, and one day Garuda cracked open the shell and came out. Vinata had waited 500 years to see her son. Overwhelmed with joy and unable to control her emotion, she broke down. She embraced her son and whispered to him, "You don't know how much you mean to me." Garuda saw the teary eyes of his mother and also the hostile ones of his aunt and cousins. He wondered why his mother was so sad looking. Vinata took him in her arms and spoke to him. Garuda heard from his mother about his father and Aruna's curse. She said about the circumstances in which she had become the slave of her sister and her children. Vinata told him, "These serpents are your cousins and their mother your aunt. I am their slave. All these 500 years I bore this unfair fate with hope and resilience, for I knew you would arrive and save me. Now, my son, it's time to free me from this bondage." Garuda, the blessed one, rose to his feet and announced, "Mother, I will set you free, and I will avenge the insults and humiliations you were subjected to." He turned to Kadru and her sons. "What must I do to free my mother?" Kadru replied, "Bring me Amrit, the nectar that was churned during the epochal manthan. That will set your mother free." The Amrit or the Soma was the elixir for immortality and coveted by both the Devas and the Asuras. It was closely guarded by the Devas and Asuras, who will not at any cost let it fall into the hands of outsiders. But for Garuda, more than the gift of immortality and the power it brings someone who takes possession of it, Amrit meant so much more. He had no other choice but to get hold of it, for that alone would bring about what meant a world to him: his mother's freedom. Thank you for listening. We'll be back soon with another story. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.